We're going to be reviewing the Charcoal Pull-Off DIY mask, and the ingredients are Elmer's School Glue Non-Toxicity, as well as the activated charcoal, which will be great to give you that the essential elements for the ingredients for what we're going to mix together. So we put a small portion of the Elmer's glue, a small portion of the activated charcoal. You'll have to open up the tablet and pour those ingredients inside, and then you'll have to stir the ingredients for creating your mask. You may want to use 1 to 2 tablets depending on the amount of Elmer's glue, but you'll have to determine specifically how much is going to be needed. We're going to use 2 tablets for the sake of this mask here today, and she's cracking the elements of the charcoal into the Elmer's glue, and she's going to mix those up together. Just be careful, make sure you have proper things to cover up so that you don't get that anywhere, because it gets stained. And so she's going to mix that up really well. As you can see, it's going to start to get really thick, kind of just like a real thick mud that gets applied on your face. And she will apply that once it's ready to be applied. But that is the beginning stages of creating the mask. Now, if you don't have a brush, you could basically use the back of a spoon to apply it on your face. You'll have to take your time in doing so because it's not a very flat surface. And so we're going to go ahead and follow her into a more sanitary location for the application of this mask. So everyone be careful. Make sure you put the light on in the vicinity in which you're going to apply the mask. And here, as you will see, she will start applying the mask with some of the mask on the back of the spoon in a downward motion. You want to go with the way in which your pores and your skin flow. So a downward motion is preferable when applying things to your skin, because typically your hairs go in a downward motion, and so you want to just kind of follow that pattern. And so you apply the mask everywhere. Make sure you're not getting it, in your mouth. You want to make sure you go around on the sides, underneath your eyes. Make sure you don't get it in your eyes. So just be very careful as you apply the mask. It's really interesting how, we can add these things on our face, and again, no toxicity, and then charcoal activator is just something that it's a natural ingredient that can be used in your diet for a variety of other things. And so as she continues to apply the mask, you'll see that she's applying it in a downward motion. You want to make sure not to get anything on your eyebrows, because once you remove the mask, that could definitely be a disaster if you got a little bit too much on your eyebrows. So you want to make sure you kind of focus all around. Don't get it in your lips. You want to make sure you just get it on your forehead, or don't get it in your eyes, because then you would have to wash your eyes and essentially possibly even have to contact poison control for something like that. So you want to make sure you don't get it in your mouth, and you don't get it in your eyes, and then also you don't get it on your eyebrows, because once that mask really starts to dry and get really deep down into those pores, you don't want them getting deep down into your eyebrow pores, because it may actually just remove your your one of your hairs from your eyebrow as you pull that mask up. So yeah, essentially I guess it could probably give you a wax in a way as well if you got a little bit too much on your eyebrow. But I would say if you did, make sure it's in an arched capacity so that at least when you're pulling it up, if some of your eyebrows are removed, you have a pretty nice sculptured eyebrow. So she continues to add the mask, and again in a downward motion, and then when you start to work on that mask removal, you would do the opposite. So as she's rubbing it in, she would do that all in a circular motion or downward motions, and ensure not to get it in your mouth, in your nose, because you really wouldn't want that going through your nostrils. And then, of course, not in your eyes or on top of your eyebrows. So we'll just continue to watch this young lady put the mask and apply it to her skin, and so we can see the end results.